if you have a really tight low back, maybe it's a little stiff here, it oftentimes makes sense that we would want to bend forward to relieve that. But if you are flexion intolerant, meaning you're not tolerating flexion, stretching in that form or fashion is probably not going to be good, because even though in your best efforts of trying to provide relief, you might actually be triggering the pain. And we see this very commonly in our clinic when someone's indicating that, when we're looking for signs of relief, oh, well, stretching seems to help while I'm doing it, but then afterwards I kind of feel worse. So that's an indication that what they're doing is actually creating a trigger and making things worse and not actually providing relief. Sometimes we just want some traction, and we have a few other exercises that describe traction, but one of our favorite methods for just providing some lumbar traction without the need of a inversion table or something like that is a suspension trainer, gymnastic rings, TRX, or something like that. And all we're going to try to do is, if we look at the angle of this strap here, I'm going to try and make my upper body in line with that. So I'm simply going to sit my hips back away from the anchor and just let gravity, and you might have to, move your feet and figure out what feels best. But now I'm just hanging here, and I start to feel that traction in my lower back. If it feels good, you might kind of sway side to side, but this allows you to modulate the traction, the pressure, the pull to what you need. Because if you provide too much traction, your body and your muscles might guard and tighten up and not allow you to actually release to get the benefit of that. We see that very commonly with like a pull-up bar. If I'm hanging from a pull-up bar and I just let all my weight hang, my body weight might be too much traction for my lower back, and it's going to be hard for me to release. So we find that this intermediate traction type of method allows for a lot more steps to find the traction based on what your needs are. So if you don't have that, again, you can use like a half wall, a pony wall, or a banister. Essentially, you just need something that you can grab onto and lean back. The goal is to try to align your spine with your anchor, because that's going to give you the most amount of traction and pull. If your hips and your sacrum are moving in the opposite direction of your hand, that's going to create traction in that lower back.